Hola, ¿cómo le va? Volvimos acá de vuelta con The Wolf Among Us a encontrarnos con el tan esperado hombre torcido. Bastante cansado. Tienen que ver, suscribite, mirá el video anterior. Genial. Así que sos jodido.
Snow wants you to bring me back to the woodlands, doesn't she? And that's what I want.
Snow's not here. You're dealing with me now.
Ahora somos vos y yo.
But I'd advise against defying your new boss, at least for the time being. You will bring me back alive. Look, all I ask for is the chance to speak for myself in front of the community. And I'm sure Miss White would agree that I should be given a fair trial. Can we at least agree on that? I will have a trial.
The whole town will be calling for your execution. Why would you want me to bring you back there?
Why don't you let me worry about that? Look, there's no reason for us to be at each other's throats here.
That's funny, coming from a guy pointing a gun at my head.
verdad.
This is just a precaution. I'm sure you understand. I'm no murderer, Mr. Wolf. I didn't kill those women. And I think you know that. All I'm asking for is a chance to explain my side of the story.
Yo le creo a
He
Georgie.
didn't carry it out. But I don't think Georgie was lying when he said you ordered their deaths.
Georgie would have said anything to save himself. We both know that. I'm a
Él me
businessman,
dijo la verdad.
not a killer.
There's still a lot you have to answer for.
And I will. As long as you agree to my terms. Because I'm not saying another word until I'm brought before the community.
Bueno, vamos. Yo te
And I
llevo.
don't think I'm being unreasonable. If you decide to do something stupid, like murder me,
Yo te
you
llevo.
won't get your answers. But you will have a difficult time explaining yourself to Miss White and the rest of this miserable town. You're often reckless. And I worry you're not thinking.
Yo no tengo problema en
Let me
llevarte.
ask you an honest question.
Yo te llevo.
What do you really care about here? Where this case is concerned, I mean. Do you really want the truth? Or do you just want to look like the hero?
Yo te llevo a la
This is
justicia.
about justice. I'm the sheriff. I have to do what's right. 2 people were murdered.
And you know who did it. Georgie.
Está
He's
bien.
dead, isn't he? My point being, the killer has been dealt with. You've won.
You really think I'm that stupid?
I understand you have an obligation to bring me in, but you can brighten up a little. It's over. So, shall we get going?
All right,
Vamos.
let's go. Hand over the gun.
I think I'd rather hold on to it, if you don't mind. What do you say? Hey!
Y ahora.
I'm sure Miss White will be pleased. Such a reliable pup. I understand why she
Vamos a
wanted to keep
arrestarlo.
you around.
Vamos a algo bien.
You're under arrest. You'll be given a trial in front of your peers. And your punishment will follow.
Vamos a arrestarlo. Vamos a algo bien. Mucho capaz que quisieron que lo golpee y lo maten. Pero yo lo quiero arrestar. ¿Por qué? Es mejor que se coma años y años y años y años en la cárcel que se muera. Nada más.
I know. But we have to do something.
Are you
Para
fucking
mí es
kidding me?
mejor
Are we
que
sure he's coming?
vaya en cana.
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to... He's back.
The Crooked Man.
God.
Motherfucker.
Are you okay? It's been hours. We were worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked Man's place.
What? Do I look okay?
I guess you've been worse.
La verdad que
You
sí.
did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know...
De que no mate. Mata un par, así
I'm
que.
just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You killed Lily!
She was my sister.
Could you?
What do you have to say
Where
for
the
yourself?
fuck do you get off?
Poor
You think
girls.
you have the right
And
to
what
just
about
do this
Faith?
to
What could
people?
they have
You're a
done to
fucking
deserve
crook!
This. You should be ashamed.
Shithole.
Everyone,
¿Qué tenés para decir?
can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The Crooked Man is charged with the murder
Yeah,
of
cargas.
Faith.
Already informed your sheriff. It was Mr. Georgie Porge who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White.
Georgie may have killed them, but you
Pero
made the
tú le
call.
diste la
Do I
orden.
have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Is he still out there?
I sincerely hope not. Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
Don't worry about it. It's done.
Justice has already been dispatched. Bigby executed him.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for this.
change anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't...
I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the
What
charges.
other charges?
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Cállate primero.
it.
If you insist.
A ver,
You are
háblame.
charged with the murder of Faith
Fight
and
in
Lily,
Indian.
which
Sí.
Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf,
Twice.
Dos veces.
Misunderstanding.
aiding and providing
seas hijo de
monetary
puta.
support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
And resisting arrest.
Oh, yes. Now, is there anything you would like to say?
¿Qué querés opinar?
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily. So you can strike that one from your little record book.
Hijo de
Bullshit!
puta.
Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're
Come on,
involved.
it's obvious.
Everyone just shut up for a minute.
Quiero escucharlo.
Wanted a chance
Todo
to
lo que
talk.
tiene que decir.
Well, go ahead. We all know he's guilty. What the fuck does he need to speak for?
Déjenlo
The
hablar.
Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
well.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get
but
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to
Tienes
start
razón.
doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We're going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
This is ridiculous.
¿Qué tenés para decir, hijo de puta?
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth for
He's
once.
always been a bit of a powder keg.
Georgie seemed pretty convinced he didn't have a say in the matter.
He clearly misunderstood my intention.
Really?
I would never authorize such an act.
Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby, when you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
Yeah, and your goons attacked me. Did you forget that part?
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to
Vamos.
protect me, as I protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
Yeah, right. They don't do it because they want to protect you. You intimidate people. Use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
Let me
Exactamente.
explain this to you. My employees are just that. Hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
What about Lily? She wasn't free. She wasn't given a choice. Do you really think she wanted... that any of those girls wanted their lives like that?
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry that your sister asked me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my better judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in line.
forget it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned you, left you poor and helpless, sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out for you.
Yes, but...
Wasn't I?
Crane was the one who let this town go to the fucking dogs. The guy who was in your pocket, remember?
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that mattered, anyway. With nowhere else to
Está
turn,
dando
she
vuelta
came
todo,
to me
loco.
for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
For the longest time, not much. But they asked me to come work for them.
Really? The new deputy mayor wants you on the 13th floor?
No. The wolf offered me the job.
Ajá, yo lo
She
sé.
wanted my tree destroyed. If she had her way, I'd be hung out to dry on a clothesline by now.
What?
Ajá.
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
I know. Snow made a mistake.
I had very good reasons for asking you to do that. She was working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with the Crooked Man.
Ooh.
We've made some mistakes. I've made some mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can.
Maybe you haven't noticed, but we've been doing all this to protect you. We're trying to stop people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better
Ajá,
life.
es verdad.
You would go to him for help. And he would take that weakness and add it to his strength.
He took Faith and Lily from us. And while we can never get them back, we can certainly punish who's responsible.
Ajá.
They're right.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over. And those
Toma,
girls will
puto.
have their justice.
Tomá, te quedaste solo por hijo de puta. Están todos contra vos, flaco. Ya está, perdiste.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the
Georgie
murders.
was working for you. Bigby got a
A
confession that...
confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no
Hijo de
barrister,
puta.
but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially given Bigby's history.
What are you talking about?
Snow?
And what about your history? All
Uh-huh,
you've done to
¿y tu
this
estudio?
fucking town.
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this. I just
Of
need...
course it's right. This man tormented all of you for profit. Georgie
Let me
killed
just
them.
make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes. Of course. Where are you going with this?
¿A dónde querés llegar?
Well, by
A ver, flaco.
logic, Miss White should be on trial for Tweedledum's murder, since you know Bigby works for her.
That's...
He killed a man,
That don't make him a murderer.
doesn't it?
For fuck's sake, killing someone who's trying to kill you is
They were
hardly...
there to retrieve Crane. You didn't need to escalate things.
Me? It was them. And who sent those two freaks anyway?
Bigby and I have already discussed his behavior that night. We're handling it
Where have
internally.
I heard that before? How about the way he treated poor
hijo de
Tweedledee
puta.
when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples while under your watch.
Under my watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
You can't be serious.
Snow had nothing to do with it. We all thought she was dead.
Ajá.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for
This
mine.
is completely different.
I
We all...
did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want
Pero
to
vos lo
scapegoat me
mandaste,
for
a
their
ver.
own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own crimes.
Isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen, I
The
know...
laws apply when we need them.
Everyone calm down. This isn't
I
the
mean,
reason
a
we're
certain
here.
level of privilege should be afforded to
To who?
Dios
This is
mío.
how it's always
This is what I'm talking about. We lashed
Dios
our
santo.
ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who
¿Qué
filled
hijo de
your lives
puta
with
que?
the promise of more?
No puede ser tan hijo de puta.
Who was there while they idly played in their towers, judging you, treating you as
¿Cómo los
mindless
maneja?
children, too stupid
Solamente
to
para
command
quedar
your
él
own
con la
destiny?
razón.
Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will
Hijo de
protect you
puta.
from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby! Miss White!
Excuse me, dear.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath? little
What's
one?
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Of course. Go right ahead.
You probably don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't know
Just
what
shut up.
¡Apa!
You
Al
enslaved
fin.
us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we
Vamos.
stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't
Tenía
say a word
punto.
about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body.
Ajá, ¿y ahora?
Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Vivian killed herself. Back at the pudding and pie.
I'm sorry, I don't...
Ajá.
Nerissa! My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me.
And this just confirms it.
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
Ahí
You're going
tenés,
to
puto.
take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She
Ahí
saw it
tenés.
firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me.
Me too.
Ya estás, cagaste, negro.
That's it, right? Calm down the witching well.
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to
Cagaste, flaco,
repay
ya
all
está.
I've done for you.
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
You're done talking, crooked man. You had your chance.
Ya estás.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody. We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
Buena idea
How can we
esa.
be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's not
assure
good
you.
enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has
more
a point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been
I
enough
don't care.
bloodshed
So we
already?
get rid of
Too
him.
dangerous.
Get him out of
We
here.
can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment. So I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't
Vamos a votar.
suggesting
Vamos a hacer
yourself.
una democracia.
Should have a vote. Make it democratic.
Do you really think that's going to work?
He's right. Nobody can agree on anything.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
Ah, me ponen a mí.
to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine.
Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow.
Just do what you think is right.
Yes, Sheriff. Do what you think is right.
Teach him a fucking lesson.
No.
He has to
We can
die.
lock him
Just
away.
fucking get rid of him.
Not this way.
Me paré mucho. Cucu, 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 cucu. Cucu, cucu, cucu. No, 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 no. Cagaste, flaco. Vos solo decidiste tu futuro.
There you are.
Vos solo decidiste.
You all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
Finish it, Sheriff.
Please, we can still.
End it already. You know, just between us, I was gonna let you live. But now...
You're going to miss me.
No. Nos vemos. Que te vaya bien.
I won't.
Nos vemos. Lo iba a encerrar, pero cuando me agarró el cuello, ya está.
For Lily. And Faith.
Yes. Another one of us to erase from the books.
¿Y así termina? ¿Termina o no termina? ¿Qué pasará? Lo tuve que matar. Porque yo lo iba a dejar... Ah, sí, genial. Yo lo iba a dejar vivo, pero este se escapa y hace más cagada. No, vamos a matarlo. Vamos a fumar un pochito.
Hey, Sheriff. You gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
Empezó a trabajar ahí, genio. No el
This
colorado de
fucking
vuelta.
line.
Oh, Mr. Wolf?
¿Se acuerdan cómo empezó,
Flycatcher
no?
left his
Que nos
keys.
miraban todos puteándonos.
Is everything okay? You look...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this.
Mmm.
We'll talk later, okay?
Good
Hello?
morning, Miss White.
You're late.
No es lo mismo, ¿no? Cambió todo.
Someone's gonna see you, Colin.
¿Quién lo va a ver? ¿Qué hace así? ¿A dónde va? Acá termina, no me jode que va a terminar así. Vamos a ver cómo sigue esto. No sé cuándo va a terminar. No sé si termina o no. Ya derrotamos a uno, derrotamos al otro. ¿Se van a la granja?
I'm going. Jesus.
No me jodes, se
We
van
have
toda la
like 5
granja.
minutes.
Carry me, for fuck's sake. I don't give a shit. forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit! Just go grab that, would you?
Se lo van a llevar a la granja.
I tried to help.
Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'll get another chance, but Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway. I told her I had the money, but she didn't want to hear it.
Wait, Sheriff Bigby, I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
No, pero no se tiene que ir a la granja.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her, she was nice.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best.
Ah, sí, me acuerdo.
It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
That's real nice.
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we
No,
have
no
to
se la
go?
tienen que
I
llevar.
want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore.
I'm sorry, TJ. But, look on the bright side, okay?
No se lo tiene que dejar que se lo lleve.
Around. There's a nice river nearby.
No,
so you
no,
can
no,
swim
no,
all you
no.
want.
Even in
La cagué.
daytime?
Yeah.
No.
You don't have to worry about the Monday seeing you. It'll be nice. Come on.
No,
It
no.
won't be so bad.
No se la
Have
tienen
you
que llevar a la
been there
granja.
before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves.
So you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ.
Hey, Bigby. Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
I don't know. He must have run off.
Bullshit.
Le di plata, boludo, para que se compren.
Saying goodbye?
La sirenita.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to...
Let me help.
Bigby, I know you're trying to help, but this is just something I need to do on my own, okay? Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
¿Qué me tengo que decir?
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily. I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and I, we had this plan. We're gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place.
Marissa, what did you do?
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
So I told him everything. And I begged for mercy for all of us.
Ah, sí,
I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect...
No hizo lo que tenía que hacer, pero bueno.
Yeah. Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man. But then... Oh, God.
Está bien. Que una forma
I
de
don't know what
reaccionar.
happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the crooked man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the crooked man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
I guess... it's done as
Tuvo
done.
más culpa Georgie que
I wasn't gonna let him
los
get
dos
away with
tuvieron
it
culpa
because of
igual.
the stupid technicality. Especially after... That night, after Faith, I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
Wow, fuiste, eso es lo único que me faltaba, saber quién puso.
I walked her over here, and I left her.
You were trying to get my attention. So you started all this.
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The crooked man was counting on that. When we suffer, we do it in silence. And the world likes it that way.
Claro, ella fue la que puso la cabeza, ella hizo que empezara todo esto.
I couldn't watch that happen to Faith or Lily. Nobody cares about us. Not really.
It's going to be different now, I promise. Things like that won't happen.
Espero que no.
Not while I'm around.
Pero
You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. Seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know it might feel that way, but they need you, Bigby. Both of you. You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days.
Snow doesn't really need me.
I'm sure that's not true.
no sé.
After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You protected your friends, no matter the cost. And you brought justice to this town. Finally. Because you brought the crooked man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason. And I left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone stood a chance against the crooked man, it was you.
I've been making a lot of mistakes.
Hicimos muchas cagadas y no teníamos que
You've also
hacer.
done a lot of good. Don't forget that. You've changed this place. For better or worse, Fabletown wouldn't be the same without you. You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Lo mismo que le dijo Fight. Lo mismo.
I need to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too. Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Did Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about
He
Faith?
said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for. I'll see you around, Wolf.
No me joda que va a terminar acá. ¡No! Y acá terminamos. La verdad, sin palabras. Vamos a terminar como hicimos con Causa. Bestia, lo golpeaste mientras estaba en el suelo. Me acuerdo. Bella, la impresionaste con tus habilidades de detective. Colin, le diste un trago cuando te lo pidió, lo ayudaste a evitar la granja. Lo abofeteaste, que eso fui tan feliz. Lo llevaste al pozo encantado, lo lanzaste al pozo encantado. Escogiste quemarlo con un cigarro en la interrogación, confiscaste su dinero cuando estaba en custodia. Lo mataste, matamos a Dom. Le diste dinero luego de su pelea con el leñador destruiste su club. Sí. Le ofreciste trabajo, le arrancaste su brazo en el trip trap. Bebiste con Gren luego del funeral de Lily. Pretendiste que ser el leñador mientras ella estaba medicada. Eso solo hice con ella. Intentaste quitarse su lazo en la oficina, intentaste quitarse su lazo un montón de veces. La llevaste contigo al trip trap. Le mostraste la fotografía de Crane y ella. Escogiste esperarlo. Aceptaste su escarabajo y prometiste entregárselo a Snow. Lo apoyaste cuando Snow quería enviarlo a la granja. Le diste el dinero. Y acá dejamos la primera temporada. Seguramente va a salir la segunda. La última parte fue como rara. No pensé que iba a terminar ahí, pensé que lo iban a alargar un poco más, pero lo dejaron ahí. Ya estoy esperando la segunda temporada porque la verdad que está muy bueno y espero jugarlo con mejores gráficos, mejores cosas, pero lo vamos a jugar seguramente. Va a salir el año que viene mínimamente. Espero que les guste. Suscríbete, subido todos los días, terminamos una serie. Ahora vamos a ver. Déjame en los comentarios qué serie te gustaría que empiece. Una serie parecida, otro tipo de serie, lo que te guste, déjame en los comentarios. Dale like, no seas mal tipo. Suscríbete, mira el video anterior. El video siguiente no sé qué será hasta que nos salga la próxima temporada. El video siguiente no va a ser esto, pero voy a seguir subiendo videos. Espero que les guste. Nos vemos en la próxima y que les vaya bien. Nos vemos. Chao.